Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing really good, that you're healthy and joyful. I'm here to do Cancer July Tarot 2025. I'll be using Major Arcana, Rider-Waite Smith, Woman Oracle, Osho and Tarot, Les Amours de Marlowe for the Love department. I am Shadow and Light and Prism for the first, second, and third decan. And final messages with Angel Connection and Divine Connection. All right, let's do it, Cancer. Happy birthday to Cancer. Yeah, July Cancer. And then June Cancer. I hope you had a good celebration. Your magazine is waiting for you. Your Astro magazine is waiting for you. Yep. The link is next to my picture on my channel. It's free to click and you go check it out. It's in French, in English, so you pick and choose. And it's for the entire family also. All right, Rider-Waite Smith to check the energies in July. If you do speak French or understand French, I do have a French channel. It is not a copy and paste of this channel. It's free, there's no commercial, and it's absolutely complimentary. Yes. With Osho's and Tarot, we'll see consciously and unconsciously what you have in your brain, what's going on. And with the Woman Oracle, we'll check the challenge and the outcome of July. And then we'll check the decans after, first, second, and third decan. Alrighty, let's check it out. July. Well, here we go. Oh boy. It's your water element with the cups. Your friend Scorpio is here. Okay. Nice. You have Scorpio twice. I love it. Wow. Yep. You know, it is time to grow. It is time to reassess. July is absolutely for that. And this is exactly what you are going to do, I have the feeling. And also because we have a lot of retrograde, planet retrograde in July. So this is not even like, it's not even an option, you know. It's going to be like, okay, you got to slow the F down, dude, you know. End of the story, period. So you have the Tower, guys. Yes, you do. It's normal with 2 rebirth here. All right, let's start with prior, the recent past. Sorry, I have the feeling that I got a mosquito bite. All right, so in the recent past, you have the 6 of Cups. I think you were on a quest, or at least the desire, to be very much like in the present, with using your water element, and also a little bit like, you know, it was so much better before, you know. But if you're too much, it means that you're really glued with that, and so it's very depressive, okay? Now, in July, you have the Tower. And the Tower is very clear here. The Tower is telling you that, yeah, shit in your life right now is not that stable. Maybe you think it's stable, but it's not. So you have to really shake that tower, deconstruct everything, and build on solid foundation. It's sort of like I always give the example, and I am going to do it with you. Why? Because your card is the Chariot in the tarot. It's linked to the car. It's linked to a transportation, okay? And it's the example of someone is telling you that your front tire are very, very much not in a good, in a good, healthy way here. And they're like, your right front tire, he's a little old, And you're like, yeah, no, that's good, whatevs. And you're driving, and sure enough, dude, on the freeway, bam, your tire blows away. Or I don't know, something else with the tire. But, and that's exactly what the tower is. This is exactly that. Now, consciously, you know that, yeah, you need a renewal. You need a rebirth. It is crucial. And this is consciously. Okay? Have the strength to do it. The strength to take accountability and be like, okay, this is the way it is. Well, here we go. I am going to create the tower. I am going to activate that tower. Because if the tower activates itself, that's another story. Because you might not be ready. And when you're not ready, it hurts, okay? It really does. All right, now, unconsciously. I'm so not surprised. Unconsciously, you are fighting with yourself. You're fighting with your mental. You are taking control of everything unconsciously. And you know that you have to decide to stop this bullshit. Because it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you to build. It doesn't help you to sleep. It doesn't help you to nothing. And unconsciously, you know it. All right. The challenge is to receive. The challenge is to manifest. The challenge is to create abundance, gifts. Yeah, you're absolutely blocked. If you do not activate that tower, you will not have the rebirth and still blocked and have blockages and obstacles. You are creating all this bullshit, and unconsciously you're fighting with yourself, with your thoughts, with maybe possibly also you're creating some sort of like dark scenarios or some shit. I don't know. All right, let me clarify the Knight of Cup. Why you have the Knight of Cup? Is this you or is it someone else? Because Knight of Cup is very charming, It's just like, ooh, yeah. So let's see if it's you. Aha. Yep, you're wearing a mask. Well, here we go. Cancer. Yep. Okay. So you have Aries, you have the Emperor, which is good. I'm very happy to see that. Now, here's the deal, Cancer. The Knight of Cup, that's you right here in the near future. But be careful how you're going to use it. Because the Knight of Cup is just like all groovy, all shiny in public, wearing a mask. And then inside, when you come home or whatever, you're by yourself, you're suffering as... Okay. And so this is exactly what it is. This is the atypical Cancer here. I'm wearing a mask. I don't want to show that I'm not doing well. So therefore, you see that card of the rebirth? That's the Scorpio. That's like leave the past in the past. Create an amazing compost, nourishing compost, a compost that is going to help you to grow. This is the card. And this is the outcome. But this is the outcome if you realize all that crap right here. And stop wearing a mask and stop pretending that everything is fine when it's not. So instead of being like, yeah, no, just say the truth, speak the truth, and say exactly what's going on. Now, you also have the rubble here and sharing and participating. But right now, the rubble is here also to be like, okay, bro, if you don't work on that, if you don't activate that tower, I am not going to be here for you. The rubble is not going to be here. You are not going to be able to participate and do things with people or sharing or whatever because you are blocking yourself here, pretending. Yep. So take accountability too. If you made a couple mistakes, instead of bullshitting, well, take the microphone and be like, hey, you know what? I'm taking accountability. I said this, but it's not true. I did this, but it's not. People are going to respect you more if you take accountability, apologize, and not be running away and avoidant. This is exactly what it is. You know what I mean? So the Aries here, it will be here. But if you choose to take care of all the rest. Okay. All right. First, second, and third decan. And if you're on the cusp, you're lucky. You got 6 messages instead of 3. Yep. Yeah, you have twice the card of the transformation of the death card, you know. It's amazing. And you are in your reading here, first decan, with the chariot. All right, first decan. We're not here on earth to roll our thumbs. You drew joy from your faith. And the chariot, yep. So first decan, you are going to keep on going on your thing. And good for you. The thing is, do not put your energy where it's not needed. Okay? Just do your thing, but do not put all the energies in bullshit and depleting yourself. And July is not for that anyway. July is going to slow you down. July is going to be like, okay, you got to slow down. A bunch of planets are retrograde. You really have to listen to this and feel it, okay? So we're not going to have a choice but to reassess, regroup, restructure, la la la, la la la. And you know, symbolically speaking, people are at the beach, at the pool, it's a holiday, it's, you know, July and August. Well, not necessarily in America, but in Europe, you know, July and August, those are the 2 months where people have a lot of days off, okay? All right, second decan. Laughter is a firework that makes the heart explode into thousands of stars. I am shadow and light and passion. So here's second decan. I think you are going to realize that, yes, indeed, we are shadow and light. Black and white, yin and yang. You hear it every time on this platform. And the thing is, don't take things too seriously. Be passionate. Do your thing. But don't take things too seriously. You put a little laughter. You put a little joy. You put a bunch of stuff. Okay? And then realize that you're shadow and light. So if you need to work on your shadow and really go see what's up, this is exactly what it is. This is your BFF. It's not your enemy. You got to understand that, okay? All right, third decan. You are not alone. Being surrounded by the wrong people is like being in detention for the rest of your life. and trust. Yep. So, well, first of all, if you don't trust yourself, you can't trust others. That's plain and simple. So eventually, third decan, well, first of all, you're not alone. Higher power energy, or just concretely, you're not alone. You can always pick up the phone, knock on the door to ask for help. If they say no, you go to the next. If they say no, you go to the next. You got the drill. And especially because I think you are going to need to clean your entourage right now and the people around you. Okay? So, and it goes back to the self-esteem. It goes back to your own trust also. Because I think it's a little overrated, your entourage and all that stuff, and it's not that good. All right, the love department. Let's see what's up. If you're in a relationship, Cancer, okay. If you're in a relationship, everything is stable, but I think you two need to sort of reassess what makes you stable, the both of you, separately and together, and have patience with that, because I think maybe along the way your relationship will a little wobbly, which is normal also. There's no perfect relationship. And so you're working on that to try to figure out exactly what you want, what makes you happy, what anchors you, what makes you strong, da 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 da. And like I said, you got to do the work separately and together. But it will take patience, and I think you have the patience, the both of you. I mean, I really hope, and decide, okay? All right, if you're single and happy, Cancer. Alors, single and happy. Huh. All right. Well, you are, keeping your desire to be single and happy, but you are also going to maybe travel in July and pay a visit to somebody, or someone is coming to visit you, and it could be a very good friend, and you're just gonna have fun, and so either with benefits or not, but there's something really nice, and maybe you guys are going to decide to like rent an Airbnb somewhere and be like, okay, let's have fun. So that's really good. Okay. If you're looking for love, alors, if you're looking for love, ooh la la. All right, a situation is going to take time, because first of all, I have the feeling that maybe you guys are not on the same country or department or region or whatever. So you are going to exchange a lot, okay? But at the same time, I have the feeling that one of you, if you met somebody, now you got to be careful too if it's online, okay? I'm not your mother, but it's going to take time to develop some sort of trust, to develop something, because I think also maybe you, and of course role can be reversed always, that or not, but I have the feeling that you're feeling a codependency. So maybe, hear me out, I have the feeling that you guys are kind of like waiting for each other, phone call or text every single day. And when you don't call this person or text this person, here you go, you have a remark or some sort. And you're just like, whoa, okay, like, you know, let's take time. I don't want to rush anything. I think you guys need to be clear regarding that, okay? All right, divine connection and angel connection. Yeah, I have the feeling that someone is eager, but it's a codependency because, you know, you got a life, right? So if you guys are waiting for the phone call, the text, that's toxic, guys. Because it really means what it means. You have nothing to do in your life, and the only thing you're waiting for, and it stresses you out. Well, of course it stresses you out. You're controlling the outcome. You're controlling everything. You're just like, you know? Instead of you're like, okay, I'm going to do this today and do that. Oh, I have a phone call. Oh, cool. Whatever. All right. So, let's do that. I'm just curious about the deck. Yep. Okay. All right. So Cancer, it is exactly the vibe that I was telling you around this reading. It's the fact that you are going to pray to, you know, meditate, manifest, whatever you want to put the word you want, for something better, for something greater, but after all this work. Because you're gonna have like an epiphany of some sort, but be careful also. I have the feeling that, yeah, you are going to apologize, you're going to take accountability because you're sort of afraid of karma also. So you're kind of like, whoa, I better be straight up than if karma just picks me along the way. Remember, you have that tower. So this is exactly what it is. Better activate that tower than if the tower activates itself. Okay? And I think also that you really have to make a choice. You really have to make a choice with a bunch of stuff also. Because it's going to enlighten you. You're going to feel lighter. You know, there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be expressed and it'll be like, out. Very, very important. Cancer is very, very, very cool. I love it. I really do. I put a bunch of videos, a playlist for you on screen. And then don't forget to check your magazine. It's the link next to my picture on my channel. Click. It's free to click. And happy birthday again, July Cancer. I know a bunch of July Cancer. So happy birthday, my friends. And I'll see you soon. I'm always here for the monthly and explore because there's a lot of videos and especially some timeless readings. All right. Have a good July. Bye.